The Immaterial Games podcast with these guys.
I blame the Smurf.
I trust that that's all good. And what have the Smurfs done now?
What haven't they done?
Not stolen anything. Shut your fucking fireworks up!
They've made a monopoly.
Ain't the fireworks day supposed to be like a week from now or something?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, they're celebrating my birth.
Are you Guy Fawkes?
They just don't realise they're celebrating. They don't know
He's
how
got.
epic I am.
Oh, right. You're fucking 5th of November.
No, I'm 6. They celebrate the night before because that's how
you're
great
6?
it is.
God damn it. I'm worthless. I remember.
That's
I'm
because
worthless
it's your
remembering
cousin's
things.
birthday as well.
Bro, you think I know my cousin's birthday?
You should know at least. You hang around with him. You're like friggin' friends. You should know something.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's not like it's a catchy, easy to remember birthday like
I killed myself.
10-10.
10-10. Who's 10-10?
Me?
You're 10-10?
I came here. I went to the UK for my birthday. I got.
Oh
the worst.
dear.
We're all the worst.
Don't blame Don't Riot here.
Don't blame Duncan. Don't blame Ryan. Don't blame Stefan. Don't blame it's everyone.
Don't blame the
Get to
English people. Wait, I mean, don't blame the British people.
No, English. You might as well at this point.
Blame the UK.
You're the only one who is English.
They're not a real union anyway.
True.
Sweet. I'm watching an advert for The Shining. Okay. Well, let's go.
Is it The Shining or the Sleeping thing?
It was The Shining because it was Sky Cinema Halloween. So, yeah.
Speaking of shining, move on to this podcast.
Yeah. This bright, spangly, shining, all podcasts
I
and
just saw
no
a
play
giant shiny
makes...
victory screen.
Yeah, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Well, lucky for us, we're not Jack.
It could be.
But, yeah, this Immaterial podcast, Immaterial Gamers podcast.
The podcast
There we
itself
go.
is quite immaterial, but the actual brand name is Immaterial Gamers.
Yeah. And, yeah, it's currently starring the following 3 people. Playing the role of Jack Nicholson, it's Ryan. Hello. Playing the role of Jack Nicholson's wife is Stefan.
Yes, my dear!
And playing the role of the kid with the shining powers who eventually runs around in an ice maze and watches Jack Nicholson freeze to death, it's Duncan.
I see dead people. Wait, wrong kid.
I've never actually watched The Shining.
I could
Uh,
tell.
Well, I've never watched all of it anyway.
That's the one where Jack Nicholson's all like, "Here's
Oh, I
Johnny."
know that. I know the axe through the door. I know all that because I did
You know all the
media
imagery.
studies. Yeah, I know all the imagery to it. I just never watched it.
Bloody elevator.
I've only watched like clips of it. Like
Yeah,
I've
no,
kind of
it's-
ruined the film for myself, but I've watched like
Yeah.
clips of it just to see like this is how this is meant to work in this type of genre and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, it's being clips because, we're not horror people. But, no, it's just sort of, my memory of The Shining is the Treehouse of Horror parody of it in The Simpsons.
That's odd. Usually the bug gets off on the second floor.
Yep. But, yeah, no, it's one that's apparently known for Stephen King absolutely hating the Stanley Kubrick film, and more lauds a TV miniseries of it instead.
Sometimes I
Almost
wonder
like-
if, when there's like an immensely successful / beloved film based on a book,
Mm.
the writers just kind of get like a little mad about it. It's like they
Yeah.
made their story better or like more enjoyable to a wider audience.
Yeah.
It's like the guy who made Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, he fucking hates that movie.
Yeah, he
Wait, which
did.
one?
Roald Dahl.
No,
Um,
it was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
The
The
original
The original.
Gene Wilder one, yeah.
I don't know if
Original was
I don't know if
that
the writer was still alive when the remake came out, but he probably would have liked that one more. I think that was slightly closer to his original vision.
Yeah.
I think he mostly hated it because like Willy Wonka was like too nice or whatever. Like Willy Wonka's like kind of an asshole.
Yeah, and Johnny Depp is an asshole, so they were made for each other in the newer one. Hence why that would have been a thing. Yeah, Gene Wilder just, pulled off the eccentric part of it, but yeah, but it's also the same with I believe it's like Watchmen as well. I can't say much for the other half of the Alan Moore and Dave something or other. I'm so sorry. That's the problem with the media who turns around and says it's Alan Moore's Watchmen. No, two people wrote and drew the graphic novel. But yeah, he absolutely hated Watchmen and reinforced the idea that there will never be a Watchmen sequel. Well, that didn't work out, but you know.
Bank account ran dry. Renew that license.
Yeah, you know. Great American actor Robert Redford playing President Robert Redford. I'm not lying.
You're
All
always
right.
lying.
At least you won't get confused when they call his name.
Yeah. So it's just it's all great. But enough of dodgy remakes of stuff that we've not got.
The competition between novelists and directors.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens now that Doctor Sleep comes out, and that was the thing. Oh, it's a sequel to The Shining. That's great. I didn't realize it was a sequel to The Shining. Oh yeah, it was written in 2013. But yeah, I don't know where that one will go. But enough of I've lost where I was going with that for.
I've lost where you were at all.
Yeah. So yeah, that was some Jeopardy. You know what? Let's just move on. Let's go to what's been played.
What's being played?
Yeah.
Biscuits.
Fucking fruit fly, fuck off.
That fruit fly has been at you since we recorded the Spooktober episode.
Yeah. I'm sure it's the same bloody thing.
It's probably one of Marguerite's flies. But we'll go with Duncan this week.
Sure, man.
First.
Why not?
So, what have you been playing?
Yeah, I've got two small talking points.
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna, just for the sake of something different, I'll mention what I was doing on Friday instead of having fun with the gang.
Okay.
I went out to bingo with my mom.
Yeah, bingo.
So
old men.
I
I'm surrounded by old men.
I quote unquote played bingo, which I mean, bingo's
Sweet
one of those things like it kind of plays itself.
Yeah, let's say it's the greatest of idle games. But for the benefit of the audience who don't know what bingo is, please explain.
So bingo, right? When you play bingo, you get a sheet of paper with numbers on it.
Yeah.
5 columns, bingo.
Right. Okay. So you're playing the classic 75 ball bingo then.
Yes, and so you get 5 columns, and it's like 15 rows or something.
Yeah.
It's numbers 1 through 75 are all essentially randomized. You basically get 3 squares per at a time, where it's like you get 3 sheets, and it's like 1 through 5. Well, 1 through 15 will be the B's, somewhere amongst the 3 sheets. And then it's like 16 through 30 are all under the I's, and et cetera, so you get to 75.
Mm-hmm.
So basically everyone has all the same numbers, but the order is randomized.
Yeah.
And so you can buy, up to a certain number of like sheets, like one bingo with, 5 columns, 15 rows. That's one sheet, and you can buy, or you can call it a line. I'm not sure what the actual terminology is, but you can buy like up to 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
I
think we call them books, I think. Probably. Well, we have ours in books, which are based, which have various. We'd be like, there's a set amount of games that would go in a session, and a book would cover that session.
Yeah. For playing the game, you can you basically get like a certain number of sheets that are put on like an electronic account that just basically plays itself, and then you can like buy additional physical sheets, which you manually dab with your bingo dabber.
Yeah, that's a dabber, not a dabber. For the benefit of people, I just dabbed.
Oh God, I'm gonna get some get a photograph of that for visual reference.
Maybe at some point.
It's like playing Pokemon bingo.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. There you go. For all the gamers out there. But yeah. So basically, in bingo, it's just like they give you, they call out randomized, letter number combinations. B12, O69, etc., until you fulfill certain criteria. And there's different games, like, a lot of games you get, you're looking for 2 lines, so 5 squares in a row on any one board, and you need 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
You got the inside square, which is, you got all around the free space, you get all those dots. You got a lot of full boards, you try to fill in every square on the board.
Good old blackout bingo.
And it's all well and good.
Yep. And then I'm going to guess on the idea is that generally once you fill that board, you'll get a prize or money. I'm going to go with.
Yeah. Whoever the first person to get a bingo of whatever game they're playing, we've played like 11 games or something.
Yeah.
So whoever gets, the first one, they get the prize for that game. And if anyone does it simultaneously, they split the prize.
Mm-hmm.
We agreed when we went in that we would split all of our winnings, which has turned out to be great because I didn't win anything and my mom won like $300.
Perfect. Now the good old syndicate rule where, whoever you go with is a winner if any of yous win.
Yeah, she took, the cost of my game boards out of the winnings and before she split it with me. But, I still made out with like $130 that I didn't earn.
Yeah, that's cool. You see, I also played bingo the night before you played your bingo then. And I made out with a absolutely whopping £5.
My God.
But, yeah.
You made it sound like you won more
When did I make it sound that?
the other day when you said my bingo winnings will help me get this and you got me.
No, that was not the bingo winnings. That was from the bingo site. But we don't talk about that. So, yeah, would you recommend bingo to other people there, Duncan?
Maybe if you're like under the age of like 49, you wouldn't don't go by yourself,
Yeah.
Go with people,
that's...
Go with old people, go with like your parents or whatever. It's not exactly like a bachelor's night out, I would say.
I'll say some people do. Some people have had stag do's at the bingo.
They have one sad life.
And then people have had hen nights there as well.
The women people always play bingo.
There's a lot of people that do it. So
if it's something you're already doing, good for you, man. If it's something you haven't done and you're thinking about it, it's not my recommendation, but it's all right. It's an evening killer. It can be exciting when you're like, "Ooh, I'm almost there. I just need 2 more dots. I'm good."
Someone else shouts bingo, and you're like, "You bitch!"
Yeah, there was lots of that. Not like actual cursing, but like, someone goes bingo, and then like half the room goes, "Ah!"
Yeah, that's a good sound. Your bingo place did you have what I call the exodus of the old person?
The exodus of the old person.
Yeah, so after the last game, while the last game's been played, when the house is called or the bingo is called, the bingo caller, usually thanks everyone for being there, lets people know about what's happening over the rest of the week. But while they're doing that, there is just a shuffling exodus of a few dozen people aiming for any fire exit possible in pure disgust at how bad their night went.
Well, there were lots of people leaving. No one had any announcements to make. I'll say that. Everyone was just kind of like, all right, come up front if you won something. If not, good luck, better luck next time, whatever.
If not, back off.
Pretty much. Polite way of just saying that.
No, there's no reason to be polite to old people.
But yeah, it was okay, I had a laugh. When I first got there, we had a very strange experience where the song All Star was playing, and like, oh, hey, I like this song. And then like it played again. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. It got to the 5th replay before I was like, hold on, there's something really weird going on. And eventually, the one of the DJ or whatever, not like it wasn't like actual DJ, someone's iPod or whatever.
Yeah.
They finally turned it off. I was just like, so started to have a John Mulaney skit. I don't know.
I'll be honest, I would have sat there and heard All Star and thought, oh shit, the horror movie's come to life. I was wondering whether I get
5 nights in bingo.
5 nights in bingo. Oh dear, 5 nights at Breddy's. Right, so that was your bingo. And,
yeah, I guess the only other thing I have. Yeah, the only other thing I had to talk about would be super quick. It's just I was playing more Overcooked. My sister and I beat the main campaign in Overcooked 2, We were like
Sweet.
2 missions away last time we played. We didn't even know.
So close.
Yeah. And then so we decided to just jump into the DLC. The first one we're doing is sort of camping themed.
Okay.
So like we're doing like s'mores.
S'mores.
It's
How bad could that go?
you'd be surprised. It's fucking hard as shit. So basically, like the unique gimmick for the DLC is that when you make the marshmallows, you have to like have a fire going.
Yeah.
And you have to like keep replenishing the fire with firewood.
Okay.
Because like the speed at which the marshmallows roast is slower if the heat of the flame is lower. So you want to try to keep it as close to maximum as possible.
Okay.
But it was hard. Like we had the second level of the DLC. Like we cannot get anywhere near 2 stars, or 3 stars rather. We've been trying to go for 3. We've been getting 2 stars pretty good, but like like the goal is like 960. Our average is like 780 or something. Like we're not even close, and we've never had that much difficulty with any level before.
Ooh.
And it's the thing is like I don't feel like I'm slow. I have like a perfect rhythm where I'm constantly moving, I'm constantly being productive, and usually when that happens it's like you're on the right track, but I can't get there.
Oh.
You want to be productive, don't play with me.
So we'll have to check that out. We're gonna get you to, we want to try to get you to play that when we get here.
I play Overcooked, I've played it before. It's not an issue.
Yeah. Let's play some Overcooked when you get here. It'll be fun.
Watch me beat the level.
You'll be the thing. You'll be what puts us over the edge.
I am the edge
Of glory?
God damn it.
of society.
So, you know what it must have been like to be Lady Gaga and to be, honestly, without any hint of irony, just go, who's Ninja? What's Fortnite?
Oh, Ninja's a streamer, isn't he?
Yeah, Ninja's a streamer and Fortnite is, well, we know what Fortnite is, but...
So every time I
starving children in Africa know what Fortnite is.
All I know is he says you're saying, and everyone knows what, and then I hear white noise, and I don't know what you're on about.
Is it just white noise that's interspersed with flashes of red of the rage that you have?
No, I just hear white noise.
Yeah, I hear the C sometimes when someone mentions Fortnite.
There you go again.
When
someone
mentions
white noise.
Steph, I want you to tell me if you can tell the difference between the 2 sounds you're about to hear, okay? Fortnite.
I don't hear any difference. Apart from one sound like it came from your mouth.
Okay. So, Steph,
Fairly similar.
So we'll move on there. So we know you haven't been playing, but what have you been playing?
I've gone back to I don't know if we've ever talked about Dungeon Defenders.
Oh, you have talked about Dungeon Defenders too.
Have I? I've gone back to it.
Ah, okay.
They brought out a new incursion. Strange enough, while doing this podcast, I am currently playing. It's not a game I actually have to think that much in. Or do much in, to be honest. I just plan a few things down, and I'm a bit overpowered at the minute, and I'm farming stuff for when I reascend. But they've added new incursions, I believe it is, called just give me a sec. Sure, they're called Prime Incursions.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they're Prime Incursions, and there's 8 levels. So for each, like, chaos almost.
Right.
But there's only 7 chaoses.
Well, thank God there's only 7 chaoses. 8 chaoses would just be, oh God, I couldn't handle it.
A chaos too far.
Let's put it this way. I can easily do Chaos 8. Well, Chaos 7 / Chaos 8 maps. I cannot do the new stuff. I get my ass kicked. Quite literally get my ass kicked. So right now, I'm farming to get myself stronger in it. Farming as I can do. And right now, everyone else who plays this game with me was well sat there going, why have you gone back to it? Because I wanted to.
Well, yeah. Anyone can go back to anything.
The characters and all that haven't changed. None of the... the new one comes out. Awakening comes out soon, actually.
Yeah.
It comes out just after I come back. I think the beta is either it starts while I'm away, or it starts as I come back. Yeah, the Prime Incursion.
Right. So, you enjoying it?
The Prime Incursions? If I could do Prime Incursion 1, I probably would. But I can't even do that. I literally get my ass kicked. I tried 1 and it was like, oh God, nope, not on my own. So for what I do on my own, I need to get a lot stronger in the game. And anyone else who wanted to play with me, like, Terry, Danny, and all the rest of it who don't want to play it anymore because they fell dramatically behind me in builds and everything else because I played a lot more. They don't really want to play anymore because they don't want to try catching up. So it's like I'm just playing. So it's just a nice grind for me. Plus, it's something I can do while doing little quick tests for myself while doing my. I forgot what I was doing now. My electrician course and that. So set up my build, just let it go, and just hit G every now and then, and then continue studying and doing whatever else I needed to do.
Fair dues.
One of them games where you don't need to put much thought in it.
Yeah, it's a tower defense at the end of the day, isn't it? So.
Yeah, it's a tower defense where you start to struggle. That's where you kind of use your champion a bit more, go in for a bit more DPS damage with your champion.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the minute I'm just trying to grind, get all my champions up to a better score level because right now my only champion that's really good can't build. So it's all my building champion needs to get up to a better scratch. And I need to get to a better ascension levels and to better ascension floors. I know people that can get to floor 300 on their own. So I can barely get to floor 100. I'm I'd happily do this. So I need to grind out quite just to get levels. So I can get happy. Don't get me wrong, playing with other people is a lot better though.
Yeah, it's that sort of with
Better
that
together.
You advance. We're playing with in this game. I find we play with other people. You advance quicker. Yet with a solo player who puts more time into it, might advance slower, but they'll be stronger than you, so they could advance. So when you actually, let's say, I ascend when I can ascend, they will grind a lot more and send at a higher level. So when they ascend, they can easily get back to the. Because when you ascend, your levels and that reset. So when someone I play a lot solo, so when I grind a lot. So when I ascend, I can put myself almost instantly back at the level I ascended at.
Right.
And then just continue doing what I was doing.
Okay.
With the added experience bonus, money bonus, and everything else. So it makes the game a little bit easier for me while I've ascended to gain levels and everything else. But you ascend, from what I know, it's better off to ascend at higher levels because you get better return from it. Not in return of you're always guaranteed, to my knowledge, a 5% increase of gold income and a 5% increase of bonus experience. But your talent cap, which is your points that you spend on your skills, will always go off the highest floor you can get to, as well as your maximum level when you ascend.
Right.
And then you have a minimum ascension level where when you reset, instead of going back to level 1 or level 0, you will ascend to, let's say, just a lower level. So at the minute, I'm level 883. If I ascend now, I could go back to being 709 by the looks of that. Well, somewhere around that. No, right. Yeah, I'm about 7'9", 7'10". So I'll lose almost 200 levels, but I'll be 200 levels closer to being back at that, but getting an extra 5% experience bonus to it. So I'll get to that point a lot quicker. The only thing is, though, it resets all your items.
So a lot of effort.
You need a lot of money. It's the highest amount of money I've had in this, I think, is about 6-7 mil. At the minute, I've got 3. If I ascended now, there's no way I could get almost all my champions back to the power they're at now. Might be able to get a full team and just spam a map for a bit. Just to spam go. But that'd be the best I can do.
Okay. Fair enough. Oh, dear. Right.
Alright, yeah. What have you been doing?
I've been playing Tyranny.
Tyranny?
And I don't know if I've already played this before, but we'll talk about it anyway.
Explain your Tyranny.
Yeah. So Tyranny is a isometric RPG, or is what they call a classic RPG, CRPG, like Pillars of Eternity, Planescape Torment, old Fallout games. We'll come back to Fallout later. And this one's made by Obsidian, and the setting of the game is you're in a world that has already been taken over by an evil army of an overlord named Kairos. No one knows what Kairos is, what gender they are, how they've managed to get magic powers that can cause things to happen purely by someone reading a scroll, but they have subjugated even the gods of the world.
He realised it was a game and gained administration.
I don't know. But no, the fact
could.
is that even the gods, the archons, couldn't defeat this being. And you play the role of a fate binder, which is effectively a judge. You're like you're a person who enacts out stuff from a character called Tunon, which is like the prime adjudicator of the world, or Kairos themselves. And so the game starts with you reading out you're solving petty squabbles between Kairos' two major armies. The Disfavored, which are like a regimented army, and the Scarlet Chorus, which is basically like Mad Max, but without all the fancy cars. Just a conscript army of...
Crazy people.
Yeah. But yeah, you start off by entering into a valley with an edict in hand, and the valley shuts behind you. Okay, everyone's all sealed in this place, and you read out the edict that says, right, if you two fuckwits don't work together and take over this fortress within the next 7 days, we all die.
I'd do that.
And you go ahead and you do it. And it's standard like CRPG stuff. You can control individual members of the party on the map. You can stealth with them. You can queue up actions. You get into combat. And then it also has a little real-time strategy-wise in the fact that you can highlight the entire party and attack. And you click and you do skills and you keep fighting until one falls over, and you hope that the person that falls over isn't you.
Sounds like a classic.
I always wanted to fall
Ripiger.
over.
Yeah, it's classic Ripiger. But what I actually like about it at the beginning of the game, like I mentioned, the world has already been taken over by the bad guys. At the beginning of the game, as part of your character creation, you go through a bunch of options, sort of like Mass Effect if you hadn't played, or Mass Effect 2 if you hadn't played Mass Effect 1 style, that determines the setting for that world. So it's called the Conquest system. And yeah, you go through a whole bunch of choices, and it determines what you did to allow Kairos to take over the entirety of this world that you're in called the Tiers, or this like continent, within 3 years, with minimal effort. And then that determines your starting reputations with the Tiersmen and of the armies of Kairos as well. And then you can
So the world is already fucked. You just decide how it got fucked.
Yeah, you decide how it got fucked, but then part of the storyline is the Tiersmen didn't realise how much you were going to change their world. So it's like there's actions that have already been made which caused it to get conquered, and then the game will follow the actions that you take to either get it conquered further, or, from what it looks like,
Liberate it.
Or, as the run I'm doing at the moment, be an absolute anarchist and reshape the Tiers in your image.
That was good.
So, like, I got to the end of this
nice.
first bit, and I was siding with this the Scarlet Chorus, the Mad Max people, and I was siding with them all the way. The guy who runs the army is a spy master who, has got various different masks depending on whatever souls he seems to have taken from people. And yeah, took it over, got this nice spire, and he walks in, he goes, oh yeah, congratulations, thank you, can claim this spire for me, yay. And there's just an option at the bottom, and I've never clicked it before, and it just said, Betray Alliance. And yeah, that starts what's called the Anarchy Run, which is basically you make all your decisions now independent of either of the two armies, and potentially later down the line independent of Kairos themselves. So yeah, I like the idea, because there's another 3 runs that you could make, one based on each of the two armies, and then there's the Rebel run, but that's entirely dependent on you getting the respect of the Rebels before the end of that first chapter, which didn't happen. They hate me.
Because you betrayed the fuckers?
I didn't betray them. The Rebel army, which is neither of the two of Kairos' armies, they hated me purely because of the fact that I took over. Like, I helped the takeover of the land.
Oh, I hate you as well.
So I was already on the downward spiral before that.
That's fair game.
Yeah.
I hate you as well.
Yeah, sure. So, but yeah, it's fun. I like it. I'm going to see how this Anarchy run goes. Yeah.
Maybe I'll try this game.
Yeah. So, I think we'll have to say, based on Anarchy, it's time to go with this rare little bit that's probably less news and more of us just laughing at a situation.
News time.
And then probably silently sort of crying through this situation of where the games industry's gone. But,
So how many days has it been since Bethesda screwed the pooch?
now, it's as this podcast comes out, it's only been about 4 days. They wiped their incident counter to 0 this week. I mean, there's no other way of saying this. Bethesda are trying to rip off the last people left playing Fallout 76 in a ridiculous way. We'll just cut to the chase. They are offering $100, and that, in the classic way of games currency conversions, £100 subscriptions to be a Fallout 76 first member, providing you great options such as private worlds, something that people were asking entirely, the first time, and Bethesda said it wasn't possible. A scrap box with unlimited stash.
You might as well just let people run their own servers.
Yeah, I was coming to an argument on that at some point as well. But, yeah, a scrap box that allows you to put all your scrap in. This is going to be heavily biased, by the way, just as a warning.
I would have hoped Fallout would have been like Ark or something.
A lot of people hope that, but But yeah, this scrap box, which again Bethesda said they couldn't do because apparently too much scrap in the worlds would cause the worlds to crash. And then other stuff like unique emotes that only you can use. And
what doesn't make the world crash though?
Not much anymore, to be frank. Let's give.
Frank makes the world crash?
No.
Wow, he's been doing good.
To be fair to Bethesda at that point, and it's the only time I'm going to be fair to Bethesda, they managed to undo some of the shit from the launch.
Wow, they had to go back to get there.
But this is one of the things that has to be put into immediately on this, and we will get to some discussion of this as well. It's two things. One, prior to this announcement of the subscription, Bethesda had announced a delay to their major free content pack, Wastelanders, that was supposed to be adding NPCs and story quests and generally reasons to play the game into it. Two, and this is the fucking they released this subscription service and it was broken. Private servers weren't private.
Oh.
The private server apparently didn't specify that anyone on your friends list could enter your servers whether you wanted it or not.
That sounds private enough.
The inability to restrict access beyond one's friend list.
Yeah. And number two on that private server thing, they weren't private as in fresh instances, they were just reserved instances of people who had already left. So people were going onto servers to find dead NPCs and heavily looted worlds already. But it was private for their 99 member friends lists. And then the other thing, the scrap box, the thing that was supposed to store all your unlimited scrap, was just deleting the scrap when you placed it in the box.
So it's basically a garbage disposal.
Yeah.
A very expensive garbage disposal.
Yeah.
Garbage disposal you're spending £12 a month on.
Indeed.
I'm thinking it, then it's robbing you of your in-game currency as well.
Yep.
Alright, we're in that ball caps actually.
Yeah, so absolutely ridiculous. And, this is the bit that pisses me off the most about it. And personally, my idea. You know what? Sure, subscription services for games are not inherently bad. MMOs, that's, at the time, that was mainly how it does. Yeah, okay, it upkeeps server costs. It, allows development of new functionality and stuff like that.
Well, it's like there are lots of games where, in today's, continuously online world, it's just, there are ongoing costs associated with running games these days. I don't personally think that that's good, structural design, industrial design, but, it is what it is. But if that's your business model from the beginning, It's like, we're going to let you play this game for as long as you want, as long as you pay the low fee of X per month. It's like, okay, I can negotiate this as a service, and I can live with that.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
It's just in this case, Fallout 76 is not an MMO. It was a supposed to be feature complete, full price sort of game that Steph mentioned, at some point about Ark and stuff like that. It was supposed to be very Ark-like, sort of shared worlds that you could join with your mates, or some servers with not your mates, and you go hunt, the wastelands there, and there was stuff to do in it. And, it wasn't just a case of making your own worlds and expecting people to just define their own story, and you've just basically given them just an empty sandbox. It's not even like a Bethesda sandbox like they normally have. Okay, there's a loose thread of story content, but then you can do whatever the hell you want. There wasn't even that.
It's like they're selling you a sandbox and then charging you £12 a month for the sand.
Yeah, the sand that keeps leaking out the side of the box.
Yeah. The sandbox doesn't have a bottom.
Yeah.
It's just
with Fallout 76, it didn't have a bottom, did it? You fall through a sub-ocean. But yeah, but sort of the other thing on that is, I know the worst bit is people defending this shit as well, to be honest. They'll probably be going, oh, right, no, look, you're just bashing on the developer. It could be, oh, you didn't sit there shitting on Minecraft Worlds, did you? When they've done it with their servers, or what was it, Minecraft Realms, isn't it, not Worlds?
Yeah, but they didn't fucking bring out broken shit.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they didn't break their content. They didn't withhold content to announce the fucking subscription, and the game was already feature complete at the time that they did it.
Yeah, hey, you know what the thing about Minecraft is that made it great? It was a video game that you could do things in. Like, there was an objective. Like, you could just do whatever the fuck you wanted, sure. Like, like you could, like, the thing about Minecraft is that you can just build your world. Or you could, go fight the Ender Dragon or go fight the Wither.
Yeah.
There's shit to do.
Yeah. Or you could sit there and make a Hunger Games mod. The world was your oyster, but that was its intent. That was what it was meant to be. Fallout 76 was, hyping up this sort of idea of, right, let's go explore this brave new world together with friends. And there was no one there. It's a joke. And that's where I'm... Controversial opinion warning. Here we go. I am more than happy to say at this point that anyone who has bought that $100 subscription, I would be happy to walk up to them, to their face, and say, you, fellow human, are a fucking moron. Because you would probably sit there and complain about how the quality of your games are going down, and, how stuff's not, all functioning, and everyone's just trying to nickel and dime you out of everything. And you do that? So,
it's like...
I'd be so happy that you lose all the money.
And it's like, I guess we should probably point out, it's like, okay, this subscription is not mandatory. It's a premium subscription. It's on top of other stuff. But it's like, so like you can still play the game without it. But it's like, it's still like, if they're going to be giving you a premium service in addition to your full price video game, it's like, there are two things I would expect with the premium service and a full price video game. I would expect, the contents of a full-price video game, i.e. a complete and functional video game, and then I would want worthwhile fucking premium services and add-ons. And it seems like Fallout 76 and the team at Bethesda have failed to deliver on both fronts. They failed to deliver the functionality of a full-price video game, and they are currently failing at delivering, on the service of, premium add-ons and doodads.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. Like, people do this all the time. Like, you can't just use it as an excuse. Oh, video games are complicated. Programming is hard. Fuck off. Like, there are dozens of companies all around you doing the same shit that you're doing. Some of it's even more complicated. And they're just fucking hitting their stride every time successfully with few hiccups, few hiccups that last longer than 48 hours at most.
See, You say
and
that
these guys
the
are
ones,
just fucking tripping over their own feet constantly.
the ones that get me is they're a big company. There's loads of
Yeah,
them.
it's not like this is
And then
like
you've got people like that make things like Dungeon Defenders. You got small companies that make like Warframe.
you got people who make like fucking Minecraft, okay? Like,
Yeah.
it's like
Who are
Minecraft
like-
works. It's it's like I think the biggest bug of like early Minecraft was like they had like a duplication glitch.
Oh, that's still in Minecraft.
Which like okay, you can do that.
I mean, I guess that's what
It
you
was a
get
very
with working
functional game,
with
like-
Java.
Yeah, it was just like you have a. It was like I don't even know how many people made the original, were a part of like the original Minecraft development team.
Mm.
But like like there's no excuse here. Like Bethesda's a $1 billion company.
Yeah.
They have a track record of enormously financially successful games. They have the funds. They have the people. There's no excuse for it.
No, none at all. And it's. I mean, the other thing to sort of consider, like I mentioned, is that $100 subscription isn't for us.
Well, it's
You
definitely
sort
not
of
for
get
me. I don't even have the damn game.
Yeah, no, I mean it's not that whole $100 subscription is not meant to entice new players into the game. It's not meant to determine for me to go and spend like £30, $50.
See, if you've got the game, I'd probably play it.
It's like, man, Fallout 76 seems like a real dumpster fire from the outside.
Because
But
I bought the game thinking, oh, a lot of us would end up playing it. I played it a little bit, and everyone was like, oh, I'm not going to play it, and then, so I was like, okay, I kind of stopped, because no one else was really going to play. And then, all of a sudden, some of us got it and started playing, and like smashed the head, and it was like, well, I can't be ass catching it.
But I think so. The thing that I've got on this, and the sort of opinion that I've got for this is, that $100 subscription are to try and keep whoever is left playing the game still playing it. But there's something you really need to consider on this. Is it worth constantly getting dicked over by a company over and over again who does not care one jot about you, and you really shouldn't owe anything to them?
yeah,
Oh,
and
then
it's
the
like,
world.
It's like they're screwed either way. It's like they could either not supplement their game. And eventually just they just run into the red of ongoing expenses and no new purchases, and just lose their customer base that way. Or they could continue doing what they're doing now and turn away their existing loyal fan base with just crap that doesn't work. That's too expensive to afford, and then turn them away that way and make slightly more money, but still eventually lose their customer.
Yeah. I mean, sort of the question I guess we sort of leave this on is it worth this blind devotion?
It's like that's not a cheap subscription either, like that premium. That's I mean, I joke about this all the time. Like £12 a month, like that legitimately that is $20 Canadian a month. That is a quarter of a video game every month.
Yeah.
In my country.
What is the actual subscription actually in Canadian dollars? Because you're just converting what they've put on there.
It is. I as of today, as of the recording of this video, I googled it. £12. £12 is $20. Just over $20 Canadian.
Just check on their site what the subscription would be for you.
I mean, if it's going to be
Because I don't think it'll be $20.
No, it's probably going to be $12, $13 Canadian.
Yeah.
And then $100 Canadian. But still, that again that's its own separate gripe.
See, this is where I turn around and go, okay, I'll happily pay Canadian dollars with this. I've done that with an airline, when they've gone, would you like to be upgraded for this mountain? And they tell you in English pound, and I turn around and go, how much is it in Canadian dollars? And they tell you in Canadian dollars. And I go, I'll do it in Canadian dollars instead. Would you like to be charged in Canadian dollars? Yes.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Yeah, because my bank does the convert it itself. Just do the fucker and it doesn't charge me. Go.
And it'll be cheaper.
Yeah. Okay, so I looked it up online here. So Canadian dollar version of this is $18 a month or $130 a year. So yeah, it's a $2 discount a month is to be Canadian, and 30
But
and like whatever. What's 20 times 12?
20 times 20 is 400.
20 times 12 is 240.
Yeah, times 12. Yeah, 240. But at that point, your $130 is $30 more expensive than. But conversion is a lot of shit.
Conversion is goofy. I don't know why your British pound is supposedly so much more valuable than my Canadian dollar.
When I first met you, Dunk, in Texas, and it was like you got that hotel room for how much you paid for it, and I looked for the exact same hotel room, and mine was like almost twice. It's like 2 times the price. It's like, you can fuck that one right up. I'll use fucking Canadian sites to fucking order shit from now on if I have to. If it's hotels and shit.
Apparently, it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, if you commit, which is the thing. And what at the end of this, what is to say Bethesda don't just pull the plug in the next couple of months?
Yeah, just just fleece out a few extra dollars, and then just be like, yeah, it's a lost cause. Don't worry about it. Okay, yeah. So I converted the £100 yearly subscription to Canadian dollars. It's $167.50 in today's money. So my Canadian version of the subscription, I'm saving $37 over the yearly one and $2 a month on the monthly version.
Yeah.
In equivalent currency.
Yeah. Or, personally, you could just save the $167.
$167. Yeah.
And not buy it. Maybe that's just me. Believe me, there are bigger games that have done, better than what Bethesda have. And it's disappointing. Because at the end of the day, it's not even about sort of trying to provide the experience to those who are there. It's just exploiting who's left, personally. And it would take a very good argument to dissuade me personally from that way of thinking. To each their own. But I know we've some slight consensus that at best it's dodgy, at worst it's insulting.
Yeah, it really is just like, it's like, what's the best case scenario here? The best case scenario here is that Bethesda is woefully incompetent. That's best case scenario.
Yeah.
When that's the best thing that someone can say about you in a hypothetical choice of potential descriptions, that's not a good sign.
No. So, with that, I'm highly disappointed now. I'm actually quite depressed at the end of that.
Time to go start drinking.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
So we'll wrap that up. So
I'm actually out of booze, so I can't.
Yay!
Yeah. But so yeah, we'll definitely wrap this up. So if you've liked what you've heard,
which
and
you shouldn't, because if you are, you're a sick fuck.
Yeah.
It's like, I love hearing about the AAA games industry collapsing on itself.
Yeah.
Anarchy.
I love it.
Recession.
Yeah. Then do the like, share, subscribe. You think we will? We do play games. They're all over the YouTube channel. Go have a look.
That's gonna be the next recession, Like, not like we're kind of in one right now, but like when this one's over and we're like recovering, that's gonna be the next big one. It's the description, it's the subscription bubble.
Yeah.
Between TV services and video game services and monthly web fella membership bullshit,
Patreon
subscription
business and all that.
Patreon, Twitch, YouTube, the subscription bubble is gonna burst at some point in the next few years, and people are gonna realize they just can't afford to nickel and dime themselves to death over every damn fucking subscription on the face of the earth, and the businesses are gonna collapse. They're gonna have bad quarters left and right, and it's gonna be early 2000s all over.
Yeah. And it's not like we want to shit on this subscription bubble in the AAA industry, but they just keep doing this to us. I'd like them to get back to what they used to do, but you know. But,
Make decent consoles and games that don't sound like jet engines. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, keep an eye on the YouTube channel. We play indie games. We also play big games. We play what we want, and generally, as long as they're not insulting us with shit like that, it's all good. But yeah, follow us on the social medias. They're all in the descriptions wherever you're watching or listening to this. And Spooktober concludes this week. So on Thursday, the 31st of October, there'll just be finales to
I'm not here for Halloween.
Our little horror story.
Yeah. So to the Halloween, the RPG Maker experiment, and the Resident Evil playthrough, and if I can get it up there in time, D has done a run through Layers of Fear as well. So
I might get a GoPro before Thursday.
A GoPro before Thursday. Okay.
I'm doing Spooky World. Why a GoPro?
Fair enough. So all we gotta do is say thank you to Duncan and Steph.
Always good to be here.
Thank you, Duncan and Steph.
Yep, thank you, Duncan and Steph. I'll say it again because
they don't do fuck all.
Because it is appreciated. And
Why they don't do fuck all.
We're voices in a room. We're just more work for you, essentially.
Keeps me going. But yeah. So until next week. Until next week, please, for God's sake, don't
kill the numbers.
Don't splurge that amount of money on that.
They're stealing the Henry jobs.
Don't kill each other.
Yeah.
And
think of the Henrys and the Henriettas, and I forget the rest of the names.
Don't kill each other, and don't release a monthly subscription for something that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Henrys can hurt.
Alright, bye.
Bye.